Why is it so extremely difficult for us to be happy? Well, it's simple, and it's the same as Passenger who made the song Let It Go, which he sings you'll only miss the light when it's burning low, you only miss the sun when it starts to snow. And I know it's just a song, but it concludes the basic concept of how things should be. And the result is that you have to struggle, or you have to have a difficult time to enjoy the good times. If you were born happy and you never had any difficulties in your life and you were just always happy without any problems, without ever having any negative emotions, then you would never really experience the happiness that you actually have. You would think that this is the normal feeling. But when you start to feel bad things, when you start to feel bad feelings, when you start to have negative feelings inside of your life, if you are sad, if you are angry, then you really start to enjoy and appreciate the feeling of being happy. Then this also concludes to what type of goals you have. Every single person wants different things in life, whether it's to make your parents happy, whether it's to make money, whether it's to be loved, whether it's whatever your case may be. Everyone has their own set of goals. But obviously, if we already have that goal, so if the goals are too easy to achieve, then we would never really be fulfilled by it. We will only have that sense of fulfillment if we work very hard towards it, if we want it, if we crave it, and then eventually when we have it, then we'll have that feeling of happiness. So I just want to mention that happiness is also a type of hormone inside of your brain. It's called serotonin, and it is the feeling that makes you feel better than what you would usually feel. It's the feeling that makes you feel happy. It's the feeling that makes you feel, or this feeling that makes you smile. It is that feeling inside of you that makes you feel happy. So the best way to achieve that serotonin hormone inside of your brain, there usually has to be a goal or something that you have achieved. And that is what I have to conclude about all the things that I've just said previously about all of the bad feelings that you have. Conclude and help with all of those things, because if you were struggling for a very long time and all of a sudden everything starts to work out, everything starts going your way, then you would really feel the happiness inside of you. But the problem is that it is impossible for us to have goals and have difficulties for our entire life. And the other problem is that we as human beings, we would always want something more. And that is the basic question that you would always have to ask yourself. Let's say you are striving for money. Let's say that is the goal you want to achieve. Then you must always ask yourself, if you have everything, if you have had all the money you've ever wanted, and you bought every single thing that you've ever needed in your entire life, you've bought all the cars, you bought all the houses, you bought every single thing that you wanted, then what would you do in your life then if you achieved everything? Would you just be happy with everything that you have, or would you still want to have more? But you can't have more because you already have everything. Then if that situation happens, then what would you do? And that is basically how we humans work. We would never be satisfied with anything. We would always want something more, and it's something always to keep in mind. Because whether you have goals or whether you want to achieve something, you must always make the bar a lot higher to aim for it. Because if you're only aiming for easy things, then you would achieve it easily, and then you wouldn't have something to fulfill yourself. You would have to try to reach something that is basically impossible. You need to find something that you know you probably won't be able to do, and then you would always chase that goal that you have. And then the chasing that you would do and the progress that you would start making will eventually make you feel better and better and better. Obviously, this video has nothing to do about problems and such things, because obviously if you have problems, it's best to sort them out. If you have psychological problems, it's best to go see a professional and try to resolve all of those things. And this is not completely about if you're struggling with everyday type of things. I'm just saying in general how it would be for you to be happy, because you don't necessarily have to be sad to be unhappy. You can be unhappy even though there's nothing actually causing the problem. But in general, for us to be happy is merely impossible, because always in our entire life we would have ups and downs, and that's how it is supposed to work. Because if we don't have ups, we won't have downs, and if we don't have downs, we won't have ups. And that comes back to what I said about you only miss the light when it's burning low and the sun when it starts snow. As Passenger said, but you need to have difficult times to enjoy the good times. And there's something always to keep in mind, because I know sometimes things get difficult. I know sometimes it just feels like nothing is working. It feels like you're not getting anywhere. It feels like you're in the same place forever and you will never be able to get outside of it. And sometimes you have very, very difficult times, but you must remember to try to enjoy it as much as you can. To make the process faster, you just have to enjoy it. And it's difficult to enjoy such things that are difficult. But if you just remember that, wow, this is very difficult, which means that I'm going to be very happy when this is done, then it gives you enough motivation to keep pushing through. And then eventually when you reach it, then you will be happy. And the most important part is that you must always have something that you enjoy really, and a goal that is almost merely impossible, something that you want to achieve in many years' time. And chasing and trying to reach that goal will always, in some way or shape or form, keep you happy. And that is the secret to happiness. But having those things are difficult, and that is the reason why most of us humans, we aren't necessarily happy with our lives.